Hello there guys, I'm all excited today because today I get to ride the Honda Africa Twin, the Sultan of the Dunes. The Dakar champion is here. So hop on, let's go for one amazing ride, and the entire review, all the details that you need to know about this adventure tourer is what is coming up, so let's get started. The Africa Twin has always been kind of a benchmark in the dual sport adventure sport bike segment, a bike that has conquered the Dakar Rally and a legacy spanning over 30 years. Originally built based on their Dakar winning NXR 750 back in the 1980s and the CRF 450 Rally currently, the Africa Twin for the year 2021 is almost the same as the 2020 model because it just got a major update last year. It's actually known as the CRF 1100L Africa Twin Adventure Sports ES DCT, wherein ES stands for electronic suspension and DCT stands for dual clutch transmission. So this bike that you see here gets semi-active suspension from Showa with massive 45mm USD forks up front and a fully adjustable monoshock at the back. Also, you heard me right. This bike comes with dual clutch transmission, which means you get an automatic gearbox, so there is no gear lever to play with. Instead, you have paddle shifters in the manual mode, whereas in the automatic mode, you have the drive mode and the sports mode. In drive mode, the gear shifts happen way too early, so the engine response is cool and calm and relaxed. But put it into sports mode and you have 3 levels of sport mode. I rode it at the max setting for the sport mode and the bike was literally lunging forward, almost pulling off a wheelie each time you ring the throttle wide open. The sports mode is best suited for spirited riding experience. Also, if you want the bike to hold the gear longer, you can put it into manual mode and do the shifts yourself using the paddle shifters. Now please note that the upshifts happen only with your input, but the downshifts happen on their own if you forget to downshift yourself. In terms of electronics, we have 5 different riding modes thanks to the ride-by-wire system on board. We have Tour, we have Urban, we have Off-Road, Gravel, User 1 and User 2. Now User 1 and User 2 are fully customizable where you can alter the power, the engine braking and ABS intervention. Then you have HSTC or Honda Selectable Torque Control, which is actually traction control, and we have 7 levels of traction control which you can adjust as per your preference. We also have 3 levels of wheelie control, and ABS can be switched off on the rear wheel just in case you're in the mood to throw around some dirt. Then we also have something called the G mode, which can be engaged or disengaged, and just for the records, G stands for gravel. In terms of suspension, we get 231mm of suspension travel up front and around 221mm of suspension travel at the back, which is what we expect from a dual sport machine. The ground clearance is 210mm. Also, now the new Sultan of Dunes gets an added 86cc that comes from an increased stroke. The piston stroke has gone up from 75.1mm to 81.5mm, but the bore remains the same at 92mm. So now the new 1084cc parallel twin motor offers a 6% increase in horsepower. Now this puts out 100 PS of max power at 7500 RPM and a max torque of 103 Newton meters at 6000 RPM, and we get 2 transmission options. We get a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed DCT automatic gearbox. The basic engine architecture remains more or less the same with a 270-degree firing interval, but almost every other component has been revised and fine-tuned. The electronic suspension is also further aided by a 6-axis IMU to ensure superb stability and performance, while tackling different types of terrains, be it off-road or even on tarmac. Now talking about the brakes, we get dual 310 pedal discs up front with a 4-piston radially mounted Nissan calipers. At the back we get a single 256 pedal disc. We do get ABS, and again this is assisted by the onboard 6-axis IMU to offer cornering ABS as well. The tires are Bridgestone Batlax A41s with a massive 21-inch front wheel and an 18-inch rear wheel. We get spoke wheels and tubeless tires. We do get LED lights with LED DRLs with cornering function, which makes it really amazing. We then have a massive 6.5-inch full color TFT console with touchscreen controls. And now if you see here, you have more controls and options here than you would have in a NASA spaceship. So I've done a separate video running you guys through the Speedo console user interface. So please do watch that. We do get Apple CarPlay support now and navigation, which is why you have a secondary display showing speed just in case you're using the map on the main display. I also got a chance to speak to Ricky Brabeck, the 2020 Dakar champion last year during the media launch of the Africa Twin, and you can watch that exclusive video by following the link in the description portion below. Now this year 2021, Honda continues to rule the Dakar domain with Kevin Benavides and Ricky Brabeck taking up the first and second positions in the Dakar Rally. So now that I've given you guys a quick overview of this bike, let's go ahead and check out how it feels to ride on-road as well as off-road.
So here we have the all-new 2021 Honda Africa Twin, the kind of a benchmark in this segment, the bike that conquered Dakar adequate number of times. Yes, so traction is set to 2. We're in touring mode, so let's change that. So now it's gone to urban. It's in gravel mode. Then you have off-road mode. Power is kind of balanced. Traction is set to 2. Gravel mode is active, and we have off-road ABS, which means ABS is off in the rear wheel. So I think this is the right setting, and let's see how the automatic transmission performs in the off-road mode. I'm really curious to see that. Off we go. Is it a little snatchy? Okay, it's pretty clean, kind of allowing me to glide over off-road trail. A little bit of gravel here. The tires give you a lot of confidence. Massive 21-inch front wheel, 18-inch rear, and the ease with which this is trampling through the trail. A little bit of loose sand. Talks about the off-roading prowess that the Africa Twin is known for. Simply gliding effortlessly through this trail. It's not as easy as it appears, trust me. A lot of loose sand, gravel, and uneven terrain. The best part, chassis is rock solid, and as I told you, the best part is the way the automatic transmission is tuned in the off-road mode to give you adequate power and great confidence to simply blast your way. Lot. Wow, beautiful machine. And Ricky Brabeck absolutely loved this machine. He said this is one machine he'd love owning personally himself if he chose to, you know, take the road less traveled. Here you see a lot of sand and loose sand. The key for off-roading obviously is to do the rear brake and you balance with your foot pegs. You waver from one side to another, pushing on your foot pegs That's how you change direction instead of fighting with the handlebar, and that helps you save a lot of energy. And yes, not having to fiddle around with the gears. Usually that's the case because we have the first two gears taller on off-road machines, and that's the case in this automatic DCT off-road mode. It is kind of locked in third gear, giving you enough juice, enough torque, just the right kind of balance, great confidence. Whoa, the windshield is nice and tall, but got to be a little careful. Taller screens can kind of, on the flip side, end up hitting you without warning, but so far so good. So we're coming almost to the end of this trail. It's just magical, effortless, great stability, great handling, great confidence. Oh, that was amazing. And now touch of fingertip, you're in urban mode and blast off. Wow, this is one amazing machine. Tames the off-road and the on-road, the tarmac and the dirt with absolute consummate ease. Cornering at higher speeds, holds the line flawlessly. Absolutely falling in love with this machine. So guys, now we have the tarmac right in front of us. So let's see how well it performs on tarmac. Let's put it to sport mode. This is my personal favorite. It is absolutely, yeah, long press on it, and it is in full beast mode now. So let's see how well it holds the gear in sport mode and how well we can enjoy spirited riding, high spirited riding. Off we, oh my god, it's almost pulling off a wheelie. Oh, brilliant, rock solid even at 200 kilometers per hour. So that gives you the idea as to how stable this machine is. And we are in kind of sport plus mode or something, full blown performance mode. And another thing, gear changes happen pretty well. So let's try and see. So it is happening at around 6000 rpm. This is kind of okay. The only thing with the drive mode is that it shifts up way too early, so kind of makes the spirited riding expectation a little low. But of course, you have the sport mode where you can set it up to maximum for ultimate sporty performance, and it almost pulls off a wheelie when you set it to maximum. And if you, for those who want to just relax and laid back, chilling out riding, drive mode is the best. Now let's try and check out the cruise control feature. Press the cruise control button first and press the set button to set. Now we're cruising at 86 kilometers per hour. Throttle, hand off the throttle, you can see consistently cruising at 86. That's the beauty of cruise control. Beautiful machine, rock solid stability, and I absolutely love the way this bike rides. Turn off cruise control, press this button. So back, the throttle is back in your hand and you're back in control. Let's switch it to manual mode, and we are in third gear. Let's bring it down to second and first, and off we go. Let's see how well it holds the gear. 6,500 or 7,000 RPM. Good. Shifting up at 7,000, I think it's okay. So shifting up whenever you want it. It almost hits the red line if you want it to. You can see. Say for instance we shift down. Let's shift up now, or open the throttle. Shifting up at red line, so that's really cool. So it's all up to you now. It's so well made that everything is tailor made and kind of user specific. If you want the convenience of the automatic, if you want to sit back and relax, the electronics package or suite that this bike has on offer, you can. If you want to turn everything off, you can turn it off. If you want a kind of a blend of both, that is also there. If you want only off-road enjoyment, you can enjoy off-road, go no holds barred on the dirt track. If you want proper touring experience with spirited riding, that is also available with the sport mode. And if you want a chilled out, relaxed cruising mode with the cruise control, even that one is available. So so many traits or attributes in one bike, very hard to find, and all of them excel in their respective attributes or parameters. So that is what makes the Africa Twin a benchmark in the entire segment. So not only does it look absolutely stunning with these new LED lights and the kind of a HRC color scheme and slim profile, looks sharp and sleek and new age, and it is so well balanced and you don't feel the weight, and you have the convenience of the DCT, full truckload of electronics, comfortable saddle, 45 mm upside down forks from Showa suspension, adjustable semi active suspension, even the rear suspension is adjustable. So when you have so much of versatility in one bike, then obviously you gotta hand over the crown to this bike. So no wonder it not only dominates or rules the Dakar dunes, it also is gonna rule your heart. Once you know kind of steal a ride on this bike, you'll fall in love for sure. And overall I feel this is kind of the perfect package a person is looking for if budget is not a constraint. Nothing comes close to matching the kind of sheer technical or engineering brilliance that the Africa Twin is made up of.